Hello, guys, and welcome back to the FPL Duo. So, morning to everyone. We hope everyone's doing well. We're back again after the international break for the deadline stream for Game Week 8. How you doing today, Jordan? You all good?
Yeah, very good. It's good to be back in terms of fantasy football in Premier League. Can't wait. It's going to be an exciting weekend. Obviously, the return and nice break we've had. Hopefully, everyone else is fine. I'm just currently in the stream right now, but yeah, ready to hit it off.
Yeah, let's we'll discuss our bus teams quickly, and then obviously we'll go into transfer plans, captaincy, and all that stuff as well. So, in goal, yeah, this is my team at the moment, guys. You see on the screen. So I'm playing a 3-4-3. Goal, I've got Raya. Currently back three of Gabriel, Rico Lewis, and Van der Ven. I have a midfield four of Mbermo, Saka, Palmer, and Rogers. And up front, I've got Haaland, Solanke, and Calvert-Lewin. On the bench, I've got Fabianski, Semenyo, Greaves, and Mikalenko. Now, I know I wasn't there for the team selection video on Thursday, as I wasn't feeling too well. I'm still not fully recovered, so if my voice sounds a bit off, that would be why. So yeah, in terms of the transfer moves, I don't know if you went through my transfer plans, Jordan. I'm assuming you didn't.
I just assumed in terms of that moment, it was just a roll. But I know, transfer plan.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking of doing at the moment is just a very boring move. So I'll show you what I'm thinking. So at the moment, obviously, the plan move is for the future game week because I've got one free transfer. You know, I could just roll the move, because I don't need to necessarily make a transfer, but there is a transfer I'm making. It depends on the price rises. So I'm going to have a look at this player. So the player I'm looking at bringing in is 8 Nuri. Now, he's a player I've been looking at for a couple of weeks, and if he's close to rising, I will bring him in. But I don't believe he is, so I could just roll and play the team you see on my screen. I want to have a look and see how close he is to rising. So on FPL statistics, he's 90% to rise, so he probably won't rise for the next couple of days. But he's the one I'm looking at bringing in. And if I bring him in, then it means I would sell. So the player I was looking to sell is actually Mikalenko, who's got Ipswich at home. That's the player I was looking to sell. But what I can also do, because Mikalenko's got a decent fixture, and now he's got a good run: Ipswich, Fulham, Southampton, West Ham, Brentford. I'm thinking, do I just keep Mikalenko and sell Van der Ven actually instead? Because we know Spurs' defense, it's not been great in the sense of clean sheets. He did get an 11-pointer against Man United, but that was because he got the assist and a bonus point. So he would give me a bit more money out of my team. So let me show you what it looks like at the moment. So if I was to take out Mikalenko, that gives me 4.4 to bring in 8 Nuri, and that leaves me with 0.0, so in the bank. So that's my whole budget used up. If, however, I leave Mikalenko in there and I take out Van der Ven and then do 8 Nuri for him, which means I would have to play Mikalenko this week against Ipswich and a bench 8 Nuri, that leaves me with 0.3 in the bank. So it does leave me with anything goes wrong, any wiggle room. I do have some money in the bank. Which one would you prefer, Jordan? Would you rather take out Van der Ven and play Mikalenko this week against Ipswich? You've got decent fixtures coming up as well, and save the 0.3, or would you rather take Mikalenko out and keep Van der Ven?
I think what the move you did now is probably the one I'll do. I'll probably keep Mikalenko now because, as you mentioned, the nice fixture run. Everton seem to have bounced back as well from their last game week, and they have a nice run of fixtures up ahead. So I'd probably keep Mikalenko. I'm not a fan of Spurs defence, so that does make sense of the move, because Van der Ven did have one good game week, but besides that, hasn't been consistency from him. So I'll put my hopes in Mikalenko.
Yeah, that's the only what my plan is. So I know I've only bought Van der Ven in a couple of weeks ago. I think I bought him in. He's only been in my team for a week, and I'm already thinking of getting rid of him. And obviously, he did concede with 3 goals to Brighton. fixtures for him aren't that bad, and he can get you an attacking return potentially. Like you saw, he got an assist against Man United, and he also got an assist against Everton in game week 2. 2 assists for the season. Very low owned, but again, he is. I will say that 0.3 million is that important at this time. I think it could be, because obviously when I bring in 8 Nuri for Van der Ven, it leaves me with essentially nothing in the bank. And so let's have a look. So fixtures: West Ham, Palace, Villa. These aren't the easiest games for clean sheets. We can see at least Villa will be tough. One of these games they probably will concede. Ipswich, Man City. Yeah, maybe Mikalenko does look a better pick. I'm not sure.
We will see over the next coming game weeks who outscores who, Mikalenko or Van der Ven.
Who would you play this week, though? Let's say you have to pick one. Would you play Mikalenko against Ipswich away, or would you play Van der Ven against West Ham at home?
I'll play Mikalenko at Ipswich away. I mean, I don't expect clean sheets from either team, if I'm honest. I see Ipswich scoring and I see West Ham scoring. But I'd have more faith in Mikalenko in keeping the clean sheet against Ipswich, because they have kept one against tougher opponents before.
Harry's in the chat said, "Morning, lads. Bruno Fernandes captain."
Yeah, there seems to be a resurgence, expected resurgence of Man United form coming. You know what? It wouldn't surprise me if Man United come out today and score and win against Brentford comfortably. It wouldn't surprise me at all in terms of Man United's performances.
Yeah, I think it's a tough game for Man United against Brentford. We've seen Brentford as well start the season off quite well, scoring a lot of early goals as well. And this man here has been on fire, in Burmo. So is he going to keep it up? I think he can. He's got 3 goals in his last 3. 6 goals already for the season in 7 matches. I think he's one of those players that very hard to ignore now. Let's take a few comments as well. Saka and my 4.5 striker to Foden and Raul Jimenez, so I can bench Semenyo. Yeah, so there's a lot of chat about Saka. Is he going to play? Is he going to be on the bench? I think he'll play, but again, that's not based on any info or anything. It's just more to do with that. We always see this with Saka every week, it seems. Is he going to play or not? And he ends up playing. So I think he'll start.
Yeah, because it wasn't a serious injury when he got taken off from Greece. I mean, it wasn't like he broke his leg or anything. He did walk off the pitch vaguely, all right? And he's had quite a lot of rest since then.
Yeah, and again, we don't know if Saka's going to start. Obviously, no one really knows, but
even if he doesn't start, even if he doesn't start this week, you could probably guarantee you'll be sure he'll start next week in Game Week 9.
Any news on Havertz as well? Yeah, we heard about Havertz the same, but I think Havertz is more likely to play than Saka. I think Havertz isn't that serious, to be fair. Again, hopefully we hear some news, but I don't know if we will. I'm going to look at the fixtures. Who's the early kickoff today? It's Tottenham, isn't it? Yeah, Tottenham is the early kickoff. So we'll get some news on that game. Arsenal play late kickoff 5:30 away to Bournemouth, so we probably won't hear anything. But if you've got Havertz, I think he will play. But I'd be tempted to get rid of Havertz for Solanke anyway at this moment in time, because I think Spurs' next couple fixtures look really good. And I do like Solanke at the moment as a pick. Jordan, I'll let you answer this question. Saka to Son, worth it?
I wouldn't jump on Son yet. If I'm honest, when he does come, if he does play against West Ham, which I think the manager did say he is going to start, I wouldn't jump on Son straight away.
Yeah.
I'll be very adamant of keeping Saka as well, because even if he's not available for this game week, if you have plans to keep him for long term, I'll probably keep Saka and wait off for Son.
Yeah, I mean, Saka's fixtures aren't easy. You look at the next 3, or after this one, Bournemouth is a nice one. If assuming he misses that, obviously we don't know. After that, it's Liverpool, Newcastle, Chelsea. So they are pretty tough as it gets. 2 away games, St James Park and Stamford Bridge won't be easy. And plus Liverpool in that mix is also maybe we can, get rid of Saka for at least, if he doesn't play this week and we get it confirmed, which we probably won't. I think he can be a sell for the next 4, because those are tough games. You might want to look to bring him in game week 12. The player, obviously, a lot of people will be looking at is potentially Son, because Son does have some really nice fixtures. You look at for the next 4 for Spurs, West Ham, Palace, Villa, and Ipswich, and then you can maybe bring Saka back in 12 when Spurs have Man City. Another player I like the look of, maybe that people aren't considering at the moment, is Foden. I think Foden at that similar price range, the Saka, Son price range, I think he's a great pick. Plays 77 minutes against Fulham in the win. He's fully back now. He's fully fit. He started off. He didn't play many games at the start of the season. Obviously, he was injured. We know KDB's still out, and he's got back-to-back games against Wolves and Southampton. I think he could be one of those players that just gets you a random 2 goals or a hat trick in one of these games, and we wouldn't be surprised. We've seen Foden do it before last season, where he's just carried that team last season, and especially the way Man City have been playing recently. The last couple of games, they've not looked at their best. Obviously, we know the Rodri's, they're missing him, but I think Foden underlooked at the moment. Only 6.3 ownership. If you want to take a risk and you want to be aggressive and you want to take a punt on a player that could get you like a big score, I think Foden's the guy to go for. Wolves are conceding goals for fun as well.
Yeah, I believe they conceded 20 plus goals, so they conceded the most so far this season. And Foden's got Wolves next. Could be the best time to bring a Foden in as a differential to make, obviously, benefit from it.
Yeah, this is one of those aggressive moves. If you really want to, if you're chasing and you want to do something a bit different and you want to go early, I really like Foden as a move. If we got confirmation that Saka was 100% missing this game, I would do it right now. I'd do Saka to Foden. Obviously, Saka's got a really nice fixture as well against Bournemouth, but I think Foden's a great pick, guys, and he's one of those players that is an exciting move. If you can fit him in. I definitely prefer him to Palmer as well right now. Yeah. Because Palmer's got Liverpool this week. So I do think Foden is a great shout, and see how he does in the next 2 games. He's going to start both. Well, I mean, there's not really much you can lose, and we know how good he is when he plays. But yeah, Foden and Son are interesting shouts. I think they're both good picks. Saka is also obviously a good pick for this game week. It's just we don't know hamstring, but we've seen it before with Arsenal where Arteta said he's injured and he plays. Saka has been fairly consistent in terms of the returns. Only 1 blank, I think, this season so far, where he's not got a goal or an assist. He's mainly picking up the assists though. 7 assists I think this season and 2 goals. So it is more the assists that he's getting, but he has just come off 16 points against Southampton after a really good performance against them. So I think Saka is fine to keep for this week, but I think Foden just has that excitement about him that he could do really well.
Yeah, he is fresh and ready.
Harry says, I think you should keep Mikalenko and Van der Ven, roll the transfer. Yeah, Harry, that's what I'm probably going to do now. Because I was initially thinking that Aït-Nouri would have a price rise to 4.5, and then that would block me from bringing him in. But it looks like Aït-Nouri isn't rising yet. And Mikalenko was also predicted potentially to drop. But now looking at Mikalenko, he's now minus 68%. So he doesn't look like he's going to drop before the deadline as well. So I could, in theory, just roll now because I'm not going to play Aït-Nouri this week anyway. So I can just, roll it and have 2 free transfers next week, which could be really, really strong. So yeah, I might just roll. Because if I was to bring, obviously, Aït-Nouri, he'd be on the bench this week because he's got Man City. So, yeah, that's what my team looks like. Also, guys, let me know for my team anyway. Would you play Van der Ven or would you play Mikalenko or Greaves even? Because Greaves has got Everton at home for Ipswich. I've got him on a bench. I know, Jordan, you said you'd play Mikalenko. He's an away game and Van der Ven does have the home fixture. So that's why maybe I was leaning towards Van der Ven. But it's interesting to see that you'd play Mikalenko.
Yeah, I mean, last week when I played Fies and obviously my goalkeeper Hermanson kept a clean sheet against Bournemouth, which I never saw coming. And at the same time, obviously Fies did keep one.
Yeah.
And you never know. I mean, there's fixtures where you think, oh, that's not a clean sheet in there, but somehow a team, if they're on a good day, can nick a clean sheet for you.
Yeah.
That's why we have these cheap bench players in case for these nice fixtures, they can give us a clean sheet.
Yeah, no, I hear that. What other comments are there? I'm giving Salah and Diaz one last chance against Chelsea before getting rid of both for Palmer and Foden. I'd be tempted to do Diaz to Foden, potentially this week, or even Salah to Foden. Because with Salah, I don't think you're going to captain him this week. I'm assuming you're going to captain someone like a Haaland against Wolves. Do you really need to keep Salah for that price in your team if you're not going to captain him? And that was one of the reasons why I got rid of Salah, because when I look at the next 4 fixtures for Man City, Wolves, Southampton, Bournemouth, and Brighton, I'm not going to captain Salah in those weeks, and I thought I can sort of get away with it. When I look at Salah's fixtures, I'm just bring it up. Obviously, we know how good Salah is; he can return in any game, but the worry is more, are we going to sort of captain him? When you look at Liverpool's fixtures, Chelsea, Arsenal, Brighton, Villa. Now, these are some tougher games where I don't expect many people that have him to captain him, so that's why I've sort of, I'm hedging my bets, and I'm not going to captain him in these weeks. He can still go and get goals against these teams. Don't get me wrong. He can go get a couple of goals. But yeah, those are really my thoughts on Salah. It's just the reason I've not got him at the moment is the next 4, I don't see me captaining him. What's your thoughts on Salah, Jordan, anyway, as a Salah owner? I mean, are you looking at captaining him in any of these next 4 game weeks when you've owned Haaland as well?
But I think it depends on what Haaland does in the next, let's say, the next 3 fixtures when he has Wolves, Southampton, and Bournemouth. If he doesn't return comfortably in those 3, then when Salah's fixtures do swing after game week 9, after Arsenal, and obviously Chelsea this game week, and when he has Brighton at home in game week 10, that could be a possible captaincy depending on what Haaland does as well. But
because Haaland's got Bournemouth in 10 when Salah has who does Salah have in game week 10? Sorry, Brighton. Yeah,
Brighton at home at 10. So strong fixture for Salah, I think. And we've seen how poor Brighton's defence has been. They do let in a lot of goals. And I think I favour a Salah captain at home for that fixture in game week 10 if Haaland's form does drop. Keeps on dropping.
Yeah. I'm on permacap Haaland for the next 4. Even if Salah got a hat-trick against Chelsea and Haaland blanked against Wolves, I'll still be on permacap, yeah. Personally, that's why I've planned it a while ago. That's why I've got rid of Salah. You know me on my thoughts on Salah, how good I think he is. That's why I've just got rid of him. But Trent, on the other hand, is an interesting one I want to talk about now. We're on Liverpool. Trent Alexander-Arnold, I took him out last week, which I didn't really want to do. Again, you guys know I think Trent is still a really good pick. However, Liverpool's fixtures do sort of turn now. You don't have Trent, do you, at the moment? You've got a Liverpool defender.
I got Robertson.
Yeah.
Instead of Trent.
We know Liverpool's defense has been really good so far this season. They've only conceded 2 goals. I know a lot of people have said as well they've not played that level of opposition, potentially, which now with Liverpool's fixtures slightly turned, they're going to have tougher games. What they're going to do against the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, which again is going to be interesting to see. But I think Trent is still going to get you good returns. But my thoughts are on Trent. I think he's perfectly good to hold. However, if you want someone like Palmer and you're being stopped from bringing Palmer in, and if you want to sell Trent to get to Palmer, I think that's fine. That's what I've done myself. So I think Trent's a hold. The only reason I sell Trent really is if you want to bring Palmer in, but even that move, I'll delay it now. So if you're looking to bring Palmer in, guys, I would avoid Palmer for this game week and then bring him in after Liverpool, because I personally wouldn't want to bring Palmer in ahead of that game. What do you make on this anyway, Jordan, in terms of Trent? Where do you sit with Liverpool? Obviously, been quite good defensively, only the 2 goals conceded, which is a big difference from last season, where they were conceding a lot more goals.
Yeah, I think despite Liverpool conceding the least amount of goals, I think that was they're going to slightly have some more goals conceded in the next 2. Well, we'll see what Chelsea does against Liverpool, because we have to bear in mind as well Liverpool's injuries. They lost their key goalkeeper, Alisson, even though Kelleher is probably second, or if not the same quality as Alisson. but that still would be a question mark on whether Liverpool keep.
Yeah, Alisson's out, which is a
Yeah,
big blow.
and that'll be a big question mark on whether Liverpool can still keep that run of least goals conceded up, especially when they've got Chelsea and Arsenal next. But after that, though, I think Trent becomes another good opportunity to bring in for Brighton, Aston Villa, and Southampton in between that wedge of difficult fixtures.
Yeah, that's one to really watch on Trent. But yeah, I think if you've got him, he's fine. But if it means you can sell him to get someone like Palmer in game week 9, because I'm looking at Palmer's fixtures. Palmer has, Palmer doesn't have the easiest fixtures himself. I mean, some might say Palmer, there's no need to bring him in yet. You'd rather go for a Son. But you look at Son's fixtures compared to a Palmer's, it's looking a lot nicer, even Foden over Palmer. So I do think I prefer Foden over Palmer for the next 4. But we also seen with Palmer, he does return. Even when Chelsea might lose a game, he might get the goal. He might get the only goal for Chelsea. They may lose to Liverpool, but he might get the goal in a 2-1 loss. So he will still get you whatever amount of points. So he does seem to consistently return. I mean, this season, he's had a couple of games where he's just gone really big. Against Wolves, he's got a hat trick. And then against Brighton, he got a hat trick. Or he got 4 goals. So 2 big ones there. And then other than that, he's getting the odd assist. But that's the worry with not having Palmer. He can just go and get you a hat trick in any game. And then you missed out on 20, 25 points, especially if you captained him. Which I don't think he's going to be that. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but he doesn't seem like a player that's highly captained most weeks. He's in your team. And if he does really well, he's going to get you 20 points, 25. You see here. He's on 6 goals as well for the sort of season, 5 assists. So what's your thoughts on Palmer, Jordan? Obviously, you've had him for a while now. I've only bought him in, I think, last week. He got me.
Yeah.
He got me 6 points after just the assist. He has got tough games coming up now on paper: Liverpool, Newcastle, Man United, and Arsenal. If you don't own Palmer right now, would you be bringing him in with these next 4 games?
Well, definitely not against Liverpool, at least, because I can't imagine Chelsea scoring many goals against Liverpool at Anfield. Probably 1 at most, and that's if Palmer does score or get an assist from it. So I would be leaving Palmer out for I'd say until game week 12, I think, because those run of fixtures are tough. I don't see Chelsea scoring that many goals in those next 4 against those teams, even though Man United is part of them. And yeah, I think you can get away without going with Palmer for the next 4. I don't think he's necessary at the moment. I mean, I brought him in on my wild card in game week 4, and since then, obviously, that 25 point he got in game week 6 against Brighton massively paid off for me, and I think we won't see that for a while in terms of the next 4 fixtures that Palmer does have. I'll be very surprised if that something similar happens like that.
Yeah, I think if you've not got Palmer, I wouldn't be rushing to bring him in yet against Liverpool. Wait and see how he does against Liverpool, and then if he does really well, then maybe you can bring him in for game week 9 against Newcastle. Because then after when game week 12 hits again, when Chelsea's fixtures turn really nice, I think a lot of people will be rushing to bring Palmer back in if they've took him out. But his ownership is 50% now, so he's getting to that territory where he can hurt your rank if you don't have him. But fixes are tough.
Plus, I think we're kind of focusing too much around the price brackets of these players as well. Like, there's a lot in the chat saying, obviously, Palmer to Salah, switching out another premium for another premium, but their run of fixtures, a lot of them, like Saka and etc., are tough. We're not really looking at more differentials like maybe a McNeil or Johnson, Brendan Johnson from Spurs, someone that's much cheaper, saves you a lot more money, instead of like going shopping from one premium to the other. Rather look further ahead, see what differentials are out there, because I think this game week is going to be very surprising. For the international break, we're going to get a lot of shocks, I think, from certain individual players from teams that haven't played midweek either. I feel like they're going to do better than the ones that have played midweek.
Yeah, with Palmer, in terms of the premiums, obviously there's only so many you can have. So I've got obviously Palmer, Saka, Haaland as my premiums, fitting them in. I think you only have about 3, so you can't have all of them. You can't have Son, Foden. You've got a switch of. I do think switching out premiums at the perfect time is going to be a good strategy. But again, in terms of the premium model I want to have right now, I think, yeah, obviously Haaland's an obvious one. In terms of the midfield, I do like Foden and Son at differentials because they're really low owned. I think they're both under like 5%. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what we do with the premiums at their price range. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of comments on here about Palmer that potentially people will be looking to leave him out at the moment. Bench one of Rodgers v Fulham or Dibbling v Leicester because of how well he did at Ipswich at home, and Leicester similarly but bad in defence and he's at home. I'd probably bench Dibbling still. I probably will still bench Dibbling, but I think Dibbling is a really good, interesting player. I do like him. I think he's really good, but I just think Aston Villa have been quite impressive. They've had a bit of a break now as well, international break, obviously not playing, so who knows? And Rodgers also, we know he's capable, but I'd probably play Rodgers. Thoughts on Jota captain or Saka? I wouldn't go Jota against Chelsea personally. I think it's a tougher game for him. I think Jota still, he could score against Chelsea, but it's a tough game for him. Saka again. I mean, me personally, I'm not considering anyone bar Haaland. So for me, Haaland is a standout. For me, the best pick against Wolves. If you don't want to go Haaland, Saka probably is the next best pick, but we know there's still a potential issue. Is he going to start? Obviously, there's that doubt there as well with Saka.
And if he does start, how many minutes will he play? Because I have a feeling he won't play the full 90 minutes.
Yeah, that's a shout, actually. Didn't really consider it. Saka may not play. If Arsenal are winning, 2-3-0, then maybe Saka gets taken off after 60, 70. Thoughts on Buonanotte? Not yet. Not really considering him, to be honest, in my team. Is it worth bringing in Rodgers for Semenyo, or can Dibbling be a worthy option to come in for Semenyo? Dibbling seems an interesting shout. A lot of mentions for Dibbling. I mean, Southampton midfielder. He does look very good. He did obviously get the goal against Ipswich. He's only 4.6 million. Fixtures wise, Leicester at home isn't a bad game. It's two newly promoted teams against each other. After that, City, Everton, Wolves. He can be a decent option here and there. I don't think he's a bad shout to play him some weeks when you need to. But I think with Semenyo, I would still keep Semenyo as a bench option. Next three is really tough for Semenyo. You look at it on paper, that's as tough as it gets. Arsenal, Villa, Man City. So you want to avoid Semenyo for these three. You could sell him. I'm probably just going to keep Semenyo on the bench for the next three and then look to play him against Brentford, Brighton, Wolves, etc. So he's going to be sitting on the bench for me. But what do you make of Dibbling as an option?
Yeah, I think in my view, the only way I would bring Dibbling in is if I had probably three free transfers or 2 free transfers and I didn't have anything to do in my team, and bring Dibbling in for 1 week punt against a newly promoted team. Because honestly, I don't think, in terms of an FPL asset, I'm not really keen on Dibbling. I mean, he's had 1 goal so far this season, and that was against Ipswich. So I'd only target him against newly promoted teams rather than Premier League teams, personally.
Yeah, I mean, Dibbling's looked okay when I've seen him play, but yeah, he's only 4.6 million, so he's not someone that you want to play regularly every week. So he's got to be your 8th attacker. Morning, boys, says Wasim. Strand Larson and Bowen in. Interesting moves. Already have Solanke. Thanks for grinding out the content. Thank you. Thank you guys for watching. Hizami also says, welcome back, Carson Jordan. Don't forget to like this stream and share the stream as well. Yeah, guys, please, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure I subscribe to the channel as well. We want to get to 2K subs as the next target. Start Porro, Van der Ven or Anderson, says Jenny. You definitely want to start Porro, I think, in that one. I think Porro is the more attacking threat when you compare to the rest of those 2 other players who are centre backs. Porro is more likely to get you a goal and an assist, so I'd go with Porro in that one.
Yeah, out of those three, I'm not keen on Crystal Palace defense
Mhm.
and Crystal Palace altogether. Van der Ven. Yeah,
I'm
I
playing
prefer
Van der Ven
Porro.
this week, but I'd rather
Yeah,
have Porro. I've only
yeah,
got Van der Ven because he's a cheap option, really.
yeah. If you've got Porro, then that's all subsides going for Van der Ven.
Just quickly read out your boss team, Jordan, because obviously we've not really come to your team. What's your lineup?
Oh yes, of course. Yeah, so for me, line up and goal, obviously got Hermanson, back three, Robertson, Fires, and Gabriel. Midfield five are Palmer, Rogers, Semenyo, Salah, and McNeil. And up front, we got Haaland and Wood. And bench order, Vardy, Marson, Keane, Robinson, and Wheatley. And
Okay.
no surprise, Captain Haaland and the vices on Palmer.
How many free transfers do you have?
Let's switch over to the other page. So what's also good, you can actually see how many transfers and how much money I got with this new template set up on the website now. But yeah, I've got one free transfer, 1 million in the bank spare. So the bank's looking healthy.
All right. So, are you making a move? This obviously, I don't. I think you're. I think I know what you're doing actually. What's
Yeah.
the plans for the move?
Yeah, so the plans for the moves, which I did talk about, the team selection was taking out Semenyo and bringing in Brendan Johnson, which I've wanted to do for the entire international break, just solely focused on making that transfer move. And I kind of missed out on the price rise for Johnson, but I just had enough money because he does rise tonight, I think, or he's expected to rise tonight. So I have 0.0 in the bank, so I have no money left after this transfer. But I think it's a good swap from Semenyo to Johnson, especially when I'm playing five in the midfield in my
Yeah.
team.
Okay. Yeah. So, Menu Johnson makes sense. We know Johnson's been on good form. I think he's scored quite a few goals now for club and country
Yeah.
consecutively. And Spurs have a decent run of fixtures. We know you've not really got any other Spurs assets in your team as well. So having a Spurs attacker is quite good. Obviously, I've got Solanke, so having that variety or having a Spurs asset could do really well. Salah to Palmer today, or just wait until next game week. I'd keep Salah personally. I think Salah is more likely to score being at home in that fixture, and then maybe look to do it afterwards. So yeah, definitely hold Salah. Or if you want to go
Yeah.
to someone like Foden, on the other hand, or Son, is a different question. I think Foden or Son look really good for the next couple of games coming up. I have 2 free transfers and zero 0.4. Should I take Salah out for more value in the team elsewhere, or shall I keep him? I feel Salah can haul against literally anyone, so I don't know. Yeah, well, I mean, on the subject of Salah, yeah, we know Salah can haul. I mean, Salah's record against the top 6 teams is actually very, very impressive. I think his favourite opponents are actually Man United, for example. He's got a lot of goals against Man City. Chelsea is actually, out of all the big 6 teams, I think Salah scored the least amount against Chelsea. So if that counts for anything, I think his favorite opponent in the top 6 is Man United, and then I think it's Man City second. Then it's Arsenal, Spurs, I think mixed, and then Chelsea last. But you can still hold Salah. He can. There is a whole potential there. You know, if he gets a penalty, he gets an assist, and then you probably get 3 bonus points. You can rack it up pretty quickly. So I don't think it's a bad shout to hold on to. But if you want to go somewhere else like a Son differential, or
Uh, and if you're happy with the rest of your team, then you're in a good position to roll for free
yeah,
transfers if you want to give Salah one more chance, see what he does against Chelsea, because he has got tough fixtures lining up.
yeah,
But personally, I'm keeping Salah in my team despite what fixture he has, because the last time that backfired on me, taking Salah out.
yeah, yeah. No, Salah tougher fixtures, but you know he's not someone that you have to get rid of. It's just whether you're going to captain him. I guess he does also decide. You know, if you're not going to captain Salah, which is what I've gone down the route of. You know, that's why I was going to take him out. Thoughts on Bowen or everyone on the Johnson Madison hype? I've not really considered Bowen as an option myself this season. I think I've not been impressed with West Ham. Not been impressed generally, really in any game I've seen of West Ham so far this season. I mean, they've had a couple of good moments. I mean, I think Bowen has scored this season. Had a good win
Yeah,
last time out, but I prefer
yeah,
Spurs attack right now.
Yeah, he scored against Ipswich, which, I mean, it isn't, not to put any downers on Ipswich, but it's not hard to not score against them. And he had a good game in that one, but there's no consistency from West Ham this season that I've seen. So Bowen's not really been highlighted in terms of an option in the midfield over, like you mentioned, a Johnson who's had 6 games for club and country.
Yeah, Bowen isn't an option for me at the moment. I definitely prefer Brennan Johnson or even a Madison or even someone like if you've not got Mbermo, I definitely prefer Mbermo over Bowen at the moment as well. Semenya to Johnson says Harry, which is obviously the move you're going to do. Smith Rowe or Bernardo. If I've got Bernardo, I'll probably start Bernardo. He's got a really nice fixture. Yeah, okay, so interesting move, Jordan. You've gone with Johnson. That gives you the Spurs asset. I mean, I want to have a quick chat about Spurs. Obviously, last time out, they did lose. They gave away a 2-goal lead to Brighton, sorry. I think Timo Werner was quite a big culprit in that game, missing chances, ruining attacks for Solanke as well, I think, where Solanke put a couple of balls in for him. I think with Son now back in, Son scores those chances because I don't know if you've watched much of Spurs. There was a couple of games when I've watched a few Spurs games, especially against Brighton. In that game, I watched that game, and in the first half, Werner had at least, I believe, 2 1-on-1s. And if that's Son, they're goals. So that's why I really like Son as an option. I think with Spurs, don't expect many clean sheets, but I think they will get you goals. And that's all we care about in FPL if they're going to score. So I think Son is a very underrated pick. And, you know, for those that go there, I think you guys could be rewarded pretty big. Because I just have a feeling, and I had that feeling with Palmer. I think I said to you, obviously, I didn't own Palmer that time, and Palmer went and got, what was it? I think he got like 5 goals or 4 goals against Brighton.
Yeah, 4 goals.
I have a feeling, what my gut feeling is, I think Son is going to go big. I don't know which game. One of these games, he could get you like 2 goals and an assist or something like that. And that's what I'm thinking at the moment. That's why if I could bring Son in.
So would you be tempted of taking Saka out for Son for this game week?
I don't even think I can. Actually, I can afford it, can't I?
Yeah, he's 9.8 Son, so you can do the move. Would you
do
that
it.
move?
This is the thing. If I knew Saka 100% isn't playing, it is tempting. Obviously, with Son, he's not played since game week 5. And you even look at game week 5, he got a 10-pointer. We got 2 assists. And he also got a 16-pointer in game week 2. We forget. Son scored 2 goals in game week 2 against Everton. Whenever he's played, he's done really well this year. The only games where he hasn't done well, with the blanks, Arsenal, which is a tough game. Newcastle away is a tough game. Leicester, obviously, first game of the season. But other than that, you know, he's done pretty well this season. He's on 2 goals, 2 assists. And he's played, 5 matches. So 4 returns in 5 when he's been fit. And these are some better games for him at his price. You look at his ownership, it's only 4.6%. I just have a feeling for those that take the risk with Son, it could pay off. And the other one I mentioned as well is Foden. Those two are right now for me the most interesting picks I'm looking at to see how they do. And if you want to take a punt, if you're chasing, I'd be going to Son and Foden. Dan's saying as well, Saka and Salah to Son and Foden. I definitely prefer Son and Foden for this week over Saka and Salah. Just we'll see. We'll come back to an a knee jerk. We'll see how those guys have done. Saka could do really well though, because obviously Saka's got a nice fixture himself. But you know, is he going to play? I think he will.
Yeah, I think he will play. I don't think he'll play 90 minutes. Might play, depending on how the game goes. Saka does come off and also have a comfortable lead, and I think definitely if they do have one in this game week, Saka will definitely be going off early because I think he does need the rest, even though he's had a week's rest from international break. I still think he's overplayed too much.
Saka did play for England, didn't he?
He did against Greece and was taken off in that game, but he didn't play the next game after that, so he had a bit of a rest.
Okay. My team is Flecken, Gabriel, Saliba, Trent, Mbermo, Salah, Dibbling, Rogers, Semenyo, Watkins, Haaland. Probably take Semenyo out for McNeil. Yeah, McNeil's I mean, you've got McNeil.
Best move, I think, as well, McNeil. I think we're underestimating Everton's nice run of fixtures as well. I think Calvert-Lewin and Mignolet are two optimal picks for this game week. Who's got Ipswich away?
Yeah, I've had Calvert-Lewin since game week 6, I think. So 2 game weeks now where he's blanked for me, but I'm happy to keep the faith with Calvert-Lewin. I know Chris Wood did score, I think, last game week. When I went Calvert-Lewin over Chris Wood, it was a tight one for me. I went Calvert-Lewin because I wanted an Everton asset because they've got some decent fixtures coming up with Ipswich, Fulham, Southampton, West Ham, Brentford. I'm going to give Calvert-Lewin a couple of games. If he doesn't do well, another player I like, maybe you're wildcarding this week, is a cheap forward, which is Delap at Ipswich. I think he's a good pick, guys. 4 goals already so far this season. You know, he scored 2 goals against Villa as well. So he's an option if you really need to go cheap. At 5.7 million, I think he's probably one of the best strikers under that price. Fixes are also okay. You could play him in most weeks. He's going to play, 90 minutes hit most weeks or thereabouts, I should say. And yeah, he's a good option by his price. I do like him as a pick. Obviously, Chris Wood is another one. He's one of the better options. Not Nathan Wood, sorry, Chris Wood.
Yeah.
He's one of the better options under or around that. See, he had a price rise as well. He's now 6.3. So he's got 4 goals already so far this season. He's someone I've owned and then I've sold on my wild card. Did go and score against Chelsea, and again the next 3 look quite good if you're a Chris Wood owner.
Yeah, I think Chris Wood is probably one of the best third forwards you can have in your team because he won't give you a goal every game week, but here and there he will score for you.
Yeah,
as the main man for Nottingham Forest. Now that Awani's not really getting many minutes, not really anything in contention with Chris Wood to not play, and he's on penalties, which is a bonus.
Yeah. Nah, I hear that. I'm just gonna do my bench order. Sorry to save my team. Yeah, is there any lineup news? Let me have a look. I mean, Spurs lineup. Also, what is the plan with Saka if we imagine Saka doesn't start?
He doesn't start and he's on the bench.
Imagine
he most likely
that
will come on for 1 point potentially. That would be a shock.
Do I risk it for Son or Foden? Nah, I just think Saka. I think Saka will play.
Let's say he does play. Do you think he'll be comfortable playing in that game?
Yeah, I don't think they'll risk him because it's one of those games, Bournemouth, where it's an easier game on paper. I don't think they'll risk him if he was actually seriously injured or carrying something. I think. Oh, what? Hold on. No, hold on. Nah, it's just it's not a real account for us or something, but
One of the troll accounts.
Yeah, troll accounts on Twitter. Yeah, you got to be careful with the
where the information's coming from, guys. I like this comment from Dan, the man. Buonanotte is Jordan's kind of differential, 2 goals, 2 assists in 4 starts. Southampton, Nottingham Forest, Ipswich coming up. You sort of read my mind with that, Dan, the man, with that comment. Yeah, he's the kind of differential I probably would go for if my team was a bit more.
What's his price? Was it 5? Is it 6 million or is he?
Buonanotte, he is 5 million.
5. Okay.
But yeah, he is another good shout to go for.
Buonanotte at Leicester. Good player.
Yeah, for Leicester, he's a good player, midfielder. Racked up 28 points in the midfield so far.
Yeah, I'm not willing to go there yet.
No.
But
it's a good punt.
Those that want to take a punt, yeah. Cheap. -4 for Saka to Son. Probably not. But yeah, probably not. I wouldn't probably take a -4 for it because I probably think Saka will play, but
unless you captain Son, I think that could be worth it. If you take that -4 for Saka to Son, the captaincy would have to go on it to make it worthwhile.
Hi guys, start Mikalenko, Pau Torres or Greaves. Probably Mikalenko.
Yeah, Mikalenko for me. I mean, Mikalenko plays against Greaves, but neither of them, I don't see a clean sheet. But just in case there is, I'll put my faith in Mikalenko, even though he's got to play an away game to Greaves at home.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, Ipswich have been really good at home. I think that's underlooked as well. Ipswich home games are very exciting to watch.
Yeah. What other? Mavididi says Harry.
Yeah, another good player for Leicester. I mean, even
Yeah,
Jamie Vardy.
I've not actually watched too much Leicester, if I'm being honest, this season. Someone I want to watch a bit more of, but they got a decent fixture this week, wasn't it? Southampton.
Yeah, it's a nice one. Two newly promoted teams against each other. Could be a lot of goals in that. A lot of excitement. And these teams haven't played midweek, so they've had a lot of rest for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so a lot of the players weren't playing international football, I guess. Some of these other players travelling, etc. We've seen even after last international break, obviously, when Liverpool lost to Forest. So there can be some upsets and strange games.
And I think that's what we will get again for Game Week 8. We're going to get some upsets.
Saka for captaincy. Haaland is struggling on away ground. Yeah, not for me. I can't. I think Wolves, they've just looked really leaky.
Yeah,
I know Haaland's blanked. In the last 2, but the guy has 10 goals already this season. And I'm not willing to go anywhere else but Haaland. But I mean, fair play to you guys. If you do go against Haaland, definitely join the stream on Sunday. I want to see how you guys do then. But I mean, are you are you tempted with Salah potentially or any other player?
Oh, no. Not this week. No temptations whatsoever, Ali, to go another captain over Haaland. Even though Haaland's blanked for me twice for captaining him, I will still have the faith against Wolves away.
I've got Haaland and Salah, and Captain Salah is at a big risk. I've just conceded goals in the Chelsea-Liverpool game, says Matty. I can see goals as well.
Yeah.
Maybe not that many, maybe 2-1. If Liverpool have a good day, 3-1 potentially.
Yeah.
But I'm not willing to go up against Haaland against Wolves.
No.
I just think that's fixture. The way when I watch Wolves, they do concede a lot of chances and they've conceded a lot of goals already this season. So that's where I'm sticking the captaincy on. Is Luis Diaz a sell and is Johnson the best replacement? I think Johnson is a good replacement. Yeah. I think he is. Luis Diaz isn't someone that you have to get rid of. He will start against Chelsea. Again, we know it's a tougher game for him. He's also had a good start to the season. And I probably would prefer Johnson over Luis Diaz going forward for the next couple of games. So I probably would do it, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good sell. In terms of fixtures, Johnson is the better one. And Johnson is on good form as well. 6 goals consistently for club and country. Hard to ignore that. Even though Luis Diaz has had a good record for Liverpool. But I'll go with the fixture for the best replacement.
Yeah.
And Dan said Jordan curses on Haaland on Captain Salah then. I mean, it happens in 3, so there could be a possibility Haaland does blank again. But I'll be very surprised against Wolves away.
Yeah, I was surprised Haaland blanked last game. Whenever Man City score 3 goals in a match, which they did last game against Fulham, you usually expect Haaland to at least get one of the goals. So him blanking in when they've scored 3 is interesting. I can see this being a big score. 3, 4, 5 goals for Man City. So,
I mean, if Chelsea can score 6 against Wolves, I can't imagine what Man City should technically be scoring more than 6 if Chelsea can do that.
Yeah, I mean,
you would rate Man City
Wolves have actually been a bit of a bogey team for Man City in the last couple seasons because they did beat him last season. If you guys remember, Wolves beat Man City last season at home. So it's been one of those teams that have caused Man City issues in the past. Hizami says Liverpool will draw 1-1 with Chelsea and the scorer will likely not be in our fantasy team, something like Curtis Jones or Enzo Fernandez. I don't think Curtis Jones will start. I know there's some rumours actually that McAllister may not may not start. I mean, there was something about McAllister that he came back from international duty. He had to be sort of one to watch, but yeah, possibly.
Mm. I think the
It's
last
going to be a
time we
good game
played
though.
each other, Liverpool won 4-1. I think.
Yeah, Liverpool had a big score against Chelsea last season.
Yeah.
In the league, I think it was like 3-4-1. Yeah. Obviously, Chelsea have improved a lot since then. Chelsea now are in the top 4, looking a lot better this season. So it's going to be a good test for Liverpool and even Chelsea. So I'm really looking forward to that game.
I think Matt makes a good comment about Chelsea are missing their left back, so that could affect that game for Chelsea and the result.
Cucurella is suspended, so they're going to have, forgot his name, the other guy that's their left back. Got so many players. Renato, is that name? Vega? Yeah, I think Renato Vega is going to play on left back. Wolves need to start getting points, and City missing KDB and Rodri. Well, yeah, but Foden's back. Play Keane or roll transfer and buy Aina.
Roll.
Yeah, probably play Keane. Let us know your transfer decisions, dilemmas, guys. We'll try to answer as many as we can. Start Feist or Konate. Who's Feist got? Southampton.
Southampton. I'll start Feist.
Probably Feist, but yeah, probably Feist.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think Liverpool's defense looked really good this season, and yeah, probably Feist. Just easier game. I always forgetting United players now. They are quite cheap. Yep, I'm forgetting United players. I think the only one you want to go for, I think Onana, potentially. He has kept a couple clean sheets. He's not been bad this season, Onana.
I mean, if you dare say Hoyden, because he is back now, I expect him to start against Brentford as well.
Nah, I'm not. Not any United forward. I wouldn't be willing to go there personally.
Because I won't be surprised if Man United turn up against Brentford. Surprisingly, we'll see it out of the blue, from nowhere. Man United have just turned a leaf or something like that, because that's what happens. But I still wouldn't go there.
Matty, Semenyo, or Rogers? Who to start? Rogers, definitely. Semenyo has Arsenal, doesn't he? Lewis or Aït-Nouri long term? Long term, I think both.
I think Aït-Nouri.
Yeah, Aït-Nouri is someone that I'm going to bring into my team soon. I think, because I've been looking at him this week.
Yeah,
I don't want to do it because he's got Man City this week. But Lewis, he's only 4.7 million. He's only not played against Arsenal. Other than that, he's playing nearly 90 minutes every week. So I think Lewis is now going to play matches. I think obviously he'll get probably the odd benching, but I like Lewis at his price. Had two attacking returns, 2 assists so far this season. I like him as well. But Aït-Nouri, I'll probably go with Aït-Nouri, more likely to not get rotated out. Saka to Son for free. It's the one we've answered this one, sort of, but I mean, I don't hate it. I actually don't hate this move.
Yeah, because I think Huss is tempted at this move as well. But I think it's a good move. If I still had Saka, I'll be tempted at it for free.
You've not got Saka, have you?
Oh, that's what I meant. If I had Saka,
I
would be tempted for it as a free transfer. If I had nothing else to do in my team.
Yeah, that is a tempting sort of move, because we just know. I have a feeling Son is going to do really well. But I just also know Arteta usually doesn't tell the honest truth about Saka's fitness, and Saka will probably play. And if Saka plays, then Bournemouth is a good fixture for him.
I was saying that I best do my moves before the deadline's up, because they've got 6 minutes. So I will just confirm.
I'll let you do your moves. Gone. Smith Rowe or Aina to bench. Probably bench Ola Aina. Who Smith Rowe got as well? Sorry.
Sevilla.
Probably play the attacking player. Watkins overrated. I prefer DCL and Nketiah. At his price, it's hard to fit Watkins in at the moment. I still think he's a good pick. He will be a pick that we wouldn't get into our teams. But at the moment, because we want Palmers, your Sons, your Fodens, save the money on Watkins, I think is worth it at the moment. So yeah, DCL, Chris Wood, etc., are the better picks.
So yeah, I'm going to do the move. So Semenyo out for Johnson for 1 free transfer.
Boom.
And that is done. Let me just switch over to the other screen.
You done your move yet?
And then there you go. Johnson is in the team, guys, and the team is locked and ready, and it's saved.
All right. Shaq says too much knee jerk. I'm sticking with Saka. If you don't play, I got Rogers coming off the bench. Fair enough. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick. I've got Saka as well, so I probably will stick there. But if you're wanting to go to Son, I don't hate the move personally. I just want to do it now. I actually want to do that move.
I don't blame you because I would be tempted to do that move now.
Because I just feel like no one's got Son at my rank. Imagine he scores a goal or two even, which I think he definitely can. Because how many chances has Werner missed?
Well,
on that left side, he seems to get all the chances.
Yeah, he gets all the chances. Could have had an assist on top of that when he squared it across to Brennan Johnson, but even that he messed up by.
The thing is, if I get rid of Saka, then I won't bring him back in now until the tough games are over.
I mean, in terms of Arsenal's fixtures, I mean, you can go without Saka for. Yeah, you can go.
You can go without Saka for a while now.
Yeah, until game week 12.
But I just have a feeling that he's actually fit and he's going to start.
Plus, we've been getting a lot of assists from Saka. Well, I haven't, but people that have had Saka have got a lot of assists. And as an asset in midfield, I'd want someone like Son that probably will get more goals and assists in the next 3 over Saka.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll just keep Saka, play it safe. But
we shall see.
I do think Son is an interesting pick. I was looking at Son a while ago.
I'll be keeping a close watch of that game.
Yeah, I want to see what Son does as well.
I'll be slightly annoyed if he does do well in that game. But...
Yeah, I just have a feeling that he will do well. But I mean, there's 2 minutes left now. And I think 2 free transfers could be good next week. Start Rogers or Smith Rowe, probably Rogers. Who Smith Rowe got again? Sorry. Who Fulham got? Aston Villa. Yeah, probably Rogers. But then again, Smith Rowe is at home.
I think more upside for Rogers, more.
Greaves or Konsa? Probably Konsa.
I would Greaves. It's weird. You've got Everton at home. If Ipswich have a good day, they could get a clean sheet in that game. But it won't be easy.
I want to get Son in,
I mean, to have at least one Spurs asset for West Ham isn't a bad shout in terms of time. Well, you have Solanke though still. So
yeah, I've got Solanke. I'm not going to do it, but I am actually very tempted to do it, but I won't do it, I don't think.
I mean, you'd be fully covered if Spurs do get a goal, because I'd be surprised if Solanke or Son don't score. Either one. Unless it's a Brennan Johnson, of course. Or someone random, like Romero.
Yeah, Saka. I just think Foden's... Even Foden, I think we're underlooking Foden. Foden and Son, those 2 players, I just think one of them might go big. That's why I wanted to bring one of them in, but I think I won't do it anymore. Obviously, there's not much time left. I'll have to do it right now.
Just to answer Harry Davis' comment, Watkins to Solanke last minute. Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I would. Is Saka out? So Michael, no, I don't think he is, but no one really knows. But a lot of people are tempted to go with the likes of Son and Foden. Yeah, this is a very good comment. So many great picks. Can't have them all. So yeah, in terms of the premiums, that was what we were switching them out when you need them, taking them back out. That's going to be the play.
Yeah.
But I think that's it, guys.
Is it? The deadline is up. Sorry, Harry, for not getting that transfer in question in time.
That's it, guys. That's the deadline. Hopefully, you've done your moves. Okay, I've hopefully done my team. This is my. Hold on, let me see what my team looks like. I've gone Vice Saka, Captain Haaland. I've rolled, done my bench order. That's the team, guys, you see on the screen. I really wanted to go Son or Foden, one of those. I wasn't sure who to go for.
If you didn't have Solanke, would you go for Son? If you didn't have Solanke as enough option?
Probably, because then I'll get the Spurs, I say. But having Son and Solanke, is that overkill? I don't know. And Foden, I just think Foden might do well as well. So those are the two players I'm looking forward to the most this game week. It is an early kickoff as well, isn't it, Spurs?
Yeah, early kickoff is Spurs, so there is that as well. We usually don't say back the early kickoff, but it can sometimes work out really well.
We will see. We will see what Son does. I'm looking forward to. I'm gonna watch this one and be on Son watch.
It is a must watch, I think, to see what Son does. Yeah.
Imagine he don't start now.
Yeah, you see him on the bench there.
I think team news is out, isn't it?
I haven't seen any team news, and that almost gave me a heart attack, Harry, when you said that. Because when I saw that comment, I thought I didn't see the joking part at the end of it. Oh, thanks. I don't think we'll see team news yet.
Yeah, even if Saka is benched, let's say, he will come on, I think. So
yeah, either way, he's playing minutes because he's with the squad, so he's going to be at least on the bench, if not in the main squad.
Anyway, good luck, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. If you have, hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed to our channel as well. And share the video as well if you can. Let's see how many subs we're on. We're just over 1. We're close to 1.3. So do subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button. We're back again tomorrow for the knee jerk stream. So make sure you do tune in for the knee jerk stream straight after game week. The last game, which is Liverpool and Chelsea, and then it should be a really good stream. I'm looking forward to this game week. I think this game week is going to be a bit mad. I don't know if it's going to be good or not for us, but I think it's going to be one of those weeks where it could be very interesting and some random scores. But yeah, good luck to everyone. Good luck, Harry. Hope we all get 100 points this week. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and enjoy your weekend and see you tomorrow.
Yeah, take you guys. Enjoy the weekend. And just to answer Shap's last comment, what time? It'll be around 6 or 7. It's when the last game is finished on, obviously. Sunday,
so yeah, 7 o'clock. 7 p.m. guys tomorrow. Yeah. Just subscribe, put your notification bell on. 7 p.m. tomorrow to see how we did for Game Week 8. But yeah, thank you guys. Take care.